Welcome to the BCR Football Cast. It is going into week 6. So let's get right into the predictions for week 6. Let's do it.
Starting off with first set of games, Ravens at New York Football Giants.
This is a noon game?
Yep.
Okay.
Depending on where you live.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Ravens.
Ooh, solid pick. I don't know. Giants are pretty hot. I'm gonna take them.
I could see the Ravens blow a lead in this one. Other than that, I think the Ravens will win.
Actually, I take that back. I think the Ravens are gonna win. Because now I think of it, they beat the Packers. They barely beat the Packers, and I personally don't think the Packers are a good team. So I'm gonna take the Ravens.
Did you guys see that person on ESPN suggesting the Giants just lose the rest of their games to get a high pick?
Yeah, that's just so
That's
stupid.
baloney.
Because losing the rest of their games won't even get them the first overall pick at this point.
Yeah.
It's all about how you draft to
Mhm.
some point.
So why would
To some
you
extent, yeah.
why would you sell out to win 4 out of your first 5 and then just decide to lose?
Well, if you get caught selling out the rest of the season, then
You're
don't
fine.
you lose picks for that too?
You
Yeah.
definitely can.
Like, didn't Miami have to forfeit a pick because of that, or was it for
Yeah.
another reason?
Well, it was something to do with that. I don't know. They have a lot going on there right now, so who knows?
Okay, so here's a question that you guys probably know: what happens to their pick? Does it just move the entire line a pick
Yeah.
ahead,
Yes,
basically?
it just disappears. So instead of
Oh,
there
okay.
being 32 picks in the first round, there's just 31.
Okay.
It's really weird. I think it's only happened one other time in my lifetime, and it was the Patriots. So
someone's going to go 32nd overall in the second round.
yeah, that's how it's gonna work.
All right. A game that's already happened once this year. We'll see what happens this time around. Jaguars at Braden's Colts.
Colts are at home. They should win this one.
Yeah,
They
they beat the
should.
Chiefs at home, so I think they can beat the Jaguars at home.
I'm going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars on this one. I think they're getting it together despite the loss last week. It was a divisional matchup.
Mhm.
So it's this one, though. Patriots at Cleveland Browns.
Patriots at Browns. Connor, your take first?
This one's kind of hard for me to pick, so I am going to take the Browns, but to me this is kind of a coin flip game because even though the Browns are at home, let's not forget that Bill Belichick was the one that drafted Jacoby Brissett. So,
That's a good point.
you feel like there's maybe something there where he might be able to figure out Jacoby a little bit more than any other coach would be able to. But I still think the Browns have a way better team than the Patriots. Now, of course, the Patriots just shut out the Lions, who had the number one scoring offense in the league. So, yeah, I'm still gonna pick the Browns.
I'm gonna go with the Patriots. I agree with Connor. I think the Browns have a much better roster, but they're at home, and in my eyes, I think they're tied with the Bills and between the best and second to best defense. So I'm gonna go with the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Patriots too. Do we know if Bailey Zappi is starting again?
I'm pretty sure he's going to.
It would be absolutely hilarious. You think it's possible that Bailey Zappi could take Mac Jones' job from him?
I was thinking about that today. Thing is Mac is kind of, he's still early on in his career.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's established or anything. I mean, it's not like that one year where Tom Brady tore his ACL and everybody's like, Matt Castle is going to be the future of the Patriots, trade Brady. But yeah, I don't know. I think Matt gets his job back unless, something bizarre happens once he comes back. Like he just can't put together.
It could just be like the Tyler Huntley thing, where nothing really happens. I mean, Lamar Jackson's way better, but
What if Zappy pulls up like a Mike White type game from last year?
that'd be crazy.
I still think Mac gets his job though.
Okay.
Tough for me to say, but
Mhm.
you never know. It's Belichick. He does weird things.
Right.
All right, next up, Bengals at New Orleans Saints.
Bengals.
No context here. I'm gonna go with. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
I've been really unimpressed with the Saints so far.
Mm-hmm.
They had some pretty high expectations coming into the year, but it's pretty obvious that Sean Payton was the glue holding everything together.
All right, as if the Steelers didn't have enough trouble last week, here they're thrown into a matchup with Tom Brady against the Buccaneers.
Is this in Tampa?
Pittsburgh.
All right, so I'm gonna say Tampa wins this, but it's gonna be close. I don't think the defense is ready for the mobility of Kenny Pickett. I think that's gonna be their the bug in their hair. I don't know. I can't think of a analogy to use, but you get what I'm saying.
I think Pittsburgh scores more points than they did last week, but I think Tampa Bay is still going to win. Tampa Bay can't really score points either, so
I think the Steelers will get more yards. I mean, less yards and more points, but I think it's going to be similar to last week's game they played.
When we're watching Tampa Bay, I'm kind of feeling like I can predict what they're gonna do, like during their drives. Like I can predict when they're gonna run it, when they're gonna throw it, if they're gonna throw a screen pass. Like I think it's very predictable, just watching the game on television.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just what's up.
They're pretty bad at running the ball too.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fournette's better at receiving the ball than he is at running it for some reason right now.
Yeah,
I mean, he's so slow. He's so slow. He just has to truck over everybody.
I think he's kind of worn down now. I think that entire Tampa Bay team, this is it. They're like basically where they're at right now is where the Saints were at with Drew Brees in his final season, I think.
I wish like an actual run first team would have drafted him instead of the Jaguars, because I feel like I actually felt like he was the next Adrian Peterson coming out of the draft. Like he was, or coming out of college, I mean, into the draft. He was so like dangerous. You watched him in college, he was just the guy you did not want to touch or play against.
Yeah, and then instead of going to a run-heavy team, he went to a team that made Blake Bortles throw the ball for 4,500 yards in the season. So that just goes to show Jacksonville's thought process.
Mm-hmm.
This one should be a good one. 49ers in Atlanta against the Falcons.
I think this is going to be another close game. Atlanta's done pretty good against the West so far. They nearly beat the Rams, and they went up to Seattle and beat the Seahawks. I think they're a solid team that's on the up and coming right now, but San Francisco's going to win this game in my opinion, but I like what I'm seeing from the Falcons. They're a pretty scrappy team for what their roster looks like.
I agree with you, Connor, on everything you just said, and I am taking the 49ers.
I feel the same, Braden. All right. The Packers are bringing out their 50 uniforms, all of that jazz, just to lose to Zach Wilson and the Jets.
Connor, you go first. I want to hear your thoughts.
Well, so we saw the Packers went to London last week. They lost to a New York team.
They moved up in the power rankings somehow. I don't know how.
Yeah, I mean, the Giants aren't a spectacular team yet. I think they're getting there, but they haven't quite fully arrived. There's a few different factors that could play into this game where I could see it go in the Jets' favor. I'm still probably going to take the Packers because it's at Lambeau. But last time the Packers were at home, they nearly lost to Brian Hoyer and Bailey Zappi. Then when they were in London, they lost to the Giants, obviously. Now they're coming off of a weird travel week. Jets just blew up Miami. I don't know. Green Bay's got to win, right? I mean, they can't lose this. It's just.
Do you guys know the over/under? Not that it matters.
I think the Jets come away with this one. I think they're really. I mean, who's gonna? They have Sauce Gardner, but Sauce Gardner just needs to lock down Lazard, and that's it.
You actually make a valid point.
What they're showing on CBS Sports right now is the over/under set at 44.5 points, and Green Bay is 7.5 point favorites. That's a little steep, if you ask me.
Yeah,
weren't they like 7 point? They were like 7 point favorites last week too, weren't they?
They were 9.5 point favorites last week, if I'm not.
I'm hammering the Jets on this one.
I think the Jets definitely cover.
I'm putting half my bank account into them.
I take
that back. I'm putting 1/8 of my bank account in the Jets.
But Braden, do you think the Jets are actually going to win, or do you think they just cover the spread?
I think they win.
Okay.
Let's go.
I think they clean the plate.
You know what? You convinced me. Jets are going to win. Now watch, we're all going to have.
I just think they have the much better team.
They're so good
overall. Like,
but watch, now that we're making this prediction Monday morning, we're all going to have the egg on our face, I bet.
Yeah, no, whatever.
I've never been more confident. Just kidding.
I actually feel pretty confident in the Jets.
I had a sneaky feeling that the Giants were going to win, and I didn't choose them. I just thought, this Green Bay can't lose, right? Well, now they're less of favorites than they were last week. I don't know if that helps their case or not, but.
What do you think the Vikings would be on the odds against the Jets if this was the game?
Vikings?
I think 5.5.
Yeah, I think so too, which is dumb because they're better than the Packers.
Right now, at least, yeah.
Yeah. Like, if you're saying this game, you swap it out for the Vikings instead, the odds would be like 5.
How about the other teams in the North? Jets are favored in those games, right? Even if it's on the road?
I would think so. I mean, they might not be against the Lions. I wouldn't have a doubt that they wouldn't win that one. I think they would win that by a mile.
Unless their run defense is still kind of suspect, unless they just get gashed by DeAndre Swift. When do they play? Kind of curious. So they play Vikings. They play versus the Bears at home on the 27th of November. Following week, they're at Minnesota. And then week 15, they're at home versus Detroit.
I think they'll probably lose to Minnesota since it's a home game. If that was in wherever they play, MetLife, I'd probably take the Jets.
Yeah, they got both the Bears and the Lions at home, so they should be favored in those games.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but haven't the last, or I want to say like 5 times that the Vikings and Jets have played, haven't they all been close games?
I
don't remember.
Recent one.
What's that?
Trying to think. I think the Vikings blew them out the last time they played.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of when. Last time they would have played was 2018. Yeah, that sounds right. or 19, I bet. Either way. I know the game was in New York. We should probably move on.
Yeah.
So Jets are on the board.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, another matchup between these two same divisions. Vikings at Miami Dolphins.
This was going to be my first time picking against the Vikings this year, until it was announced that 7th round rookie Skylar Thompson is starting at quarterback for Miami. So I think the Vikings win this one. Let's see. The point spread was, where'd it go?
Yeah, I feel the same.
The Dolphins are 3-point favorites.
Still?
Yeah, it swung back in favor. Oh, wait, no, Vikings are 3-point favorites. I'm sorry. It went down a little bit because they were 3.5-point favorites this morning. I don't know what made it go in favor of Miami by 0.5 point, but whatever.
What is it supposed to be hot in Miami this weekend?
Yes, 84 degrees, and it looks like partially cloudy.
That could be it.
The sun's out. I don't think it'll be as bad.
Miami.
You know they're going to make them wear the purple jerseys, too.
Really?
Miami. I got to take them.
Miami with a 7th round rookie. Fun fact, the Vikings haven't won a game in Miami since 1976. So
what?
Yeah. Did you see the stat though? Dalvin Cook absolutely destroys Florida teams.
That's true.
Okay. I just want to go back. I'm sorry. I know you wanted to move on, but I looked this up. Last time you were right. Last time the Jets and the Vikings played, the Vikings won 37-17. The second time, Vikings, it was close, 30-24. Third time they played, 29-20. Fourth was 26-13, and the fifth was 20-7. So kind of not really. Moving on. I just want to get that off my chest.
All right. Panthers at SoFi Stadium against the Rams.
Steve Wilkes, first game back as a head coach since the 2018 Josh Rosen season with the Cardinals. I'm not thinking about this. I'm trying to think of anything else that I can even say about this matchup to try to make it sound interesting a little bit.
This should be a get-right game for the Rams, but I don't think it will be. But I think they'll win.
I think it could be one of those things where, the Panthers are happy Matt Rule's gone, so then they kind of start playing better. But I don't know. They're not going to stick it to the Rams.
No.
I think the Rams win it.
This would just be embarrassing if the Rams lost.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
Panthers might end up with the first overall pick, actually. There's a lot of mock drafts that have them going first.
Really?
Panthers.
I could see that, actually, with the way things are going. Riley, remember when you and I said that the Panthers could be a sneaky wild card team about 6 weeks ago?
We should have known that Matt Rule was going to prove us wrong. That's our bad.
Come on, guys.
The thing is it shouldn't have been like that. Like, even if Matt Rule would have been semi-competent, they should have won at least 7 or 8 games. But
you would think, because Baker Mayfield, new team, everything's got to be up from there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Baker played bad last year, but he didn't have a shoulder. I guess it was his non-throwing shoulder.
Dog crap.
Yeah.
I was hyped for him starting the season this year.
That Christmas Day matchup, I think I brought this up once or twice against the Packers.
Yeah, that was bad.
They almost won that too.
Yeah.
I think that came down to the last drive.
All right.
All right. Battle of the Birds, Cardinals at Seahawks.
Is this the second week in a row that we have a Battle of the Birds?
Eagles.
It was
Cardinals.
Eagles.
Eagles and
Yeah.
Cardinals.
Seahawks are going to win this game. They're at home. I think Seattle's actually a better team right now than, well, at least they're better coached than Arizona.
Obviously.
Arizona played okay last week, but man, Kyler Murray, he totally derailed their chances of winning that game with the final drive. I mean, sliding before the sticks.
When does
spiking
Call
it.
of Duty release?
It already released. That's why it's been playing so bad.
I just don't get it. Like, if there's that kind of issue where you're not sure if your quarterback is going to be fully committed to the game, why re-sign him to a lot of money?
I'm sorry. It has not released. It's up for pre-order right now. But
Is there a beta?
he's a superstar athlete and probably got the game early. So
I think it comes out the weekend that they play the Vikings, so that might be good news for us Purple fans.
All right. Rematch from last year's AFC Championship, Bills at Chiefs.
Oh man, this is going to be a good game.
Yeah. This should be Sunday night.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not. I'm going to break out the popcorn though and sit in front of my TV. I know it was a Sunday night game last year.
how does the overtime work?
It's the same, isn't it?
Did they
Yeah,
just
it's the
change
same
it for
for the regular season.
For the playoffs,
Oh,
yeah.
they just changed it for the playoffs. That's it.
Yeah.
That's so dumb.
I don't know why they. It's like change it all or don't change it.
Literally, it's so dumb. Because like everything you prep for in the regular season doesn't even matter when you go in overtime during the pro season. Doesn't
I know
make any sense.
I know why they did it, but it's like really
Mm-hmm.
couldn't just change it for the regular season too.
Right. And it's probably to extend the game, right?
Yeah, it
So
was
like
basically
if you have an overtime extended game during the regular season, you cannot start the 3:25 game till the noon game is done, right?
no, you can.
Oh,
It's that way for playoffs. So like if
or is
you
that
know,
the 3:25 for the 7:30 game?
Well,
I
that
don't
could be.
know. I don't know.
I don't know if they do that unless it's playoffs.
All right, who y'all taking?
I know the Bills are favored. Bills are favored by 2.5 on
Are
the
they at
road.
Kansas
Chiefs
City.
Chiefs are at home.
Oh, I'm taking the Chiefs. It's about to start snowing. Weather's getting bad. They're not really good in bad weather, and they're in probably the most hardest place to play in the NFL. So I'm taking
For
the Chiefs.
context, it says 65 and sunny.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let's see about that.
That's not a bad temperature, actually. That's like
No.
perfect if you're out there
That is
playing a game.
perfect.
I feel like you could flip a coin and probably be just as accurate as picking this game. I'm going to go Buffalo.
Okay.
I'm going to take Kansas City.
I just like what I've seen from Buffalo lately, just like totally blowing the doors off of teams lately. I mean, the Steelers, they did it to the Rams week 1. You just go out there and totally like stomp on their neck early and don't give up.
I feel like I'm taking, because I think the Chiefs are the underdogs in this game. I do think so, and I think I feel like there's a really big chance they get like demolished, and that's gonna be like a bad tag, or I don't know. It will just have a bad look for them for the entire team.
I could see them play from behind most of this game.
Let's put it this way: no matter what happens, each quarterback is probably going to throw the ball at least 40 times.
You're probably right.
All right. Sunday Night Football, Cowboys in Philadelphia.
Cowboys in Philadelphia.
Eagles are 6.5-point favorites. I think Dallas covers, but Philadelphia is going to win.
Yeah, if this game was in Dallas, I'd switch it the other way, but you're not going to beat the Eagles as good as they are on a primetime matchup.
in Philadelphia.
I'm with you guys. I think the Eagles win, but I think it's going to be close.
I think Dallas puts up a fight. I think it's going to be like probably a 27-23 game.
Yeah. All right.
Wait, what was the final score of that Packers and Giants game last week?
22-27.
We almost nailed that.
What did we say?
I said 27-21 Green Bay.
Then I agree with you.
Yeah, we almost nailed that. Just other way around.
Somebody had a prediction that the Giants would win 27-20, but then the Giants.
What was my prediction? I forgot. So it didn't even matter.
I don't recall.
I'll go back and look.
All right. Monday Night Football. I hate to say it, but can we just stop with the AFC West matchups being on prime time?
Well, this was supposed to be a good matchup.
It's so boring.
Go back 6 weeks ago, nobody thought that the Broncos and the Raiders would be as bad as they are right now.
Just
the Broncos can't score points.
Keep the Chiefs on prime time, and I don't really care.
Home game for the Chargers, not that it matters.
Bolts Nation, let's ride.
Yeah, taking the Chargers.
4.5 point favorites. Chargers got to win by more than that, right? I think it's going to be double-digit win.
Yeah. They're being generous. They probably heard that Russell Wilson and Nathaniel Hackett had an hour-long conversation after the game. They're like, oh, wait, they're not going to lose by 10.
I think this is not going to be close.
No.
I mean, it could be. So second week in a row that we got.
How's this? Do you think the Broncos will score a touchdown?
Yeah, I do.
Yes.
I do.
I don't know.
I think they score
will.
multiple. Or I take it back, a couple. I think they score 14 points, to be exact.
I think they
will.
But they score one touchdown, kick 3 field goals.
I think it's gonna be a second quarter touchdown, and then they're gonna score late in the game, probably in the fourth quarter at some time. The score is gonna be 35-14. 35-38-14.
I'm gonna say 24-16.
27-10.
Oh. Okay. Went straight for the beatdown.
Yeah.
I was
15 because they would go for 2.
I was listening to a podcast today, the Draft Dudes podcast, and they were talking about like what Russell Wilson would say if he was on another team. Like if he was a Dolphin, would he say, "Dolphins country, let's swim"? Or if he was a Jet, Jets country, let's board. Had me thinking.
All right.
Please don't. You're done with this, aren't you?
Save yourself.
It's funny.
No, it's not. It's cringy.
Yes, it is. No, it's funny.
Riley, is this cringy or what?
When you mentioned Russell Wilson, I don't know how it couldn't be cringy. Anything that man does.
This stuff needs to stop.
So I don't know if you guys heard, but Peter Schrager just totally destroyed Russell Wilson. He was
Peter Schrager?
Yeah. So I didn't actually see
like on Good
video.
Morning.
It must.
Or was he on a pod?
It must have been on Good Morning.
Okay.
I didn't actually watch it, but I heard about it. So basically, I guess Russ and Sierra were at some sort of event. I don't remember what it was, but basically, anytime somebody would come up to them, they like snubbed them and were like, "No, we're too good to be seen with you." And so Peter Schrager was just destroying him.
Mm.
He's wishing he had Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not a fan of Jerry Jeudy. I used to be a fan. I thought he was up and coming, but He's not
You gonna
really
drop
doing
him?
anything. What?
You're gonna drop him in fantasy?
No, I will not.
Just a reminder that the following receivers were taken before the great Justin Jefferson: CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, Jalen Reagor. Do any of those guys sound like they're better than Jefferson?
Henry
No.
Ruggs is fast.
Okay, well, Henry Ruggs
He's-
is also in prison,
He's
probably
a
for
little,
the rest of his life.
he's a little too fast.
Ah, nice. Clip that.
Yeah.
All right.
One more thing that I want to bring up is, so why are we putting Devontae Adams in the Taco Bell commercials after he just basically was charged with a misdemeanor?
Good point, Connor.
I'm seeing these commercials all night watching hockey, and it's like, oh, they got Pete Davidson and Devontae Adams, two amazing humans.
Old Pete Davidson.
Yeah. All right. Well, nobody wants to hear us ramble on longer than we are.
No.
So if you guys could be so kind, leave a like, subscribe, comment, share it with everyone you know. We're trying to build this platform up here. So we are on Amazon, Spotify, Apple, Google. We are also here on YouTube. So basically anywhere you can get your podcast. So please check us out and help us to grow the channel. So we will see you guys next week and enjoy the games this weekend.